Hello and welcome to the Friday Night Social here on Politics Social. I'm joined tonight by Mike Dix and by Scott Williams. How you doing, Scott? How you doing, Mike?
I am good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. I'm sorry I'm a bit late getting started there. It was just because we were nattering. We were talking about gay pride and we should have been starting the show.
Can I just say that last week when I was in charge, we were on time?
Oh.
I mean,
was that a stunning rebuke?
We weren't entertaining or interesting, but we were on time.
Have I been rebuked? Am I in trouble?
Not at all. No, it's been nice dog sitting your channel for a week. I've quite enjoyed it.
I've got to say now that I'm online with Mike at the same time, just thank you so much for babysitting the channel. Manning the guns for a whole week and a day, which is quite remarkable.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to live with this community and chat and their tolerance of my inability to run your channel properly.
Yeah, I think you did a fantastic bang-up job. Sarah Davis saying, hi, Graham, Mike and Scott. We've also got Yuri urinal infection off. We've got Lost Missionary in the chat. We've got Elle in the chat. We've got everyone, but the names have all changed now because it's gone to people's handles rather than their usernames, which is a bit confusing. But a big shout out to
Graham, I was watching AIDS live show tonight.
Yeah.
And they were okay in the chat. So I wonder if there is a setting on the channel that means that we can change it rather than them.
I think you can write to YouTube and say, can you stop doing this? It's annoying.
We should ask Aid.
I'll have to redo all of my, the credits at the end. I'll have to redo them all. Because I'll just have people's names. Yeah. So yeah, if you'd like to join our friends in the chat, whatever your subscriber name is, hit the subscribe button and wait for 1 minute and you'll be able to join them in the chat. Mike, the Mussolini of Politics Social. That's a bit harsh. Pygmalion.
No.
Mike the Mussolini.
I think that's fair. He had nice uniforms.
Yeah, he was a gentleman fascist, unlike this Trump fella.
Exactly.
Can we just go in with this?
Wait a minute. Wasn't everything in the schmazzies we're wearing, wasn't that all...
Hugo Boss.
Hugo Boss.
Hugo Boss, that's
it. Hugo Boss outfits, Hugo Boss aftershave. I don't know, but yeah,
I love Hugo Boss aftershave. I'm sorry to say, Boss smells wonderful.
A whiff of Goering.
So,
do you think I've been walking around smelling like Adolf Hitler when I was younger? Because I used to wear it all the time.
Probably Mengele. I think you smell more of Mengele.
The angel
Isn't
of
that
death.
the guy who performed experiments?
Terrible experiments. Yeah.
Nice.
Well, that was my childhood. A lot of experimenting.
Oh my God. No. The names have been changed to protect the competent, says Yuri, with a super chat of £5 for a super chat of the evening. Thank you so much, Yuri.
I'm sorry, this channel alive. The usernames. Are they changed because of this whole thing that's going on with the online
No, it started a month ago on different
Right.
channels and it's been filtering through. So it might not have happened to Age yet. Maybe.
It's to do with the same issue, though, isn't it? They're trying to make... It doesn't... I don't know if it makes any sense what their strategy is, basically, but they're saying... So if you registered your username as, I love cock or whatever, basically, then that's what now is coming up on the chat, whereas it used to have your name. And I think it's to stop people... You just go in and change the at, so it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. One of the things about the Online Safety Act, where I think it's just absolute nonsense, and obviously, Mike, you were talking about this earlier this week on the Morning Brew, is obviously VPNs exist, but the stuff that I want people to be able to ID for is, being, shit posting, people being trolls online. I don't want them to be able to hide behind anonymity, but I do want some level of anonymity for people who are minorities, who are being bullied, who are being, especially if you're trans, if you're an ethnic minority and you're being harassed and bullied online. I think there should be some degree of anonymity when you're online, and that should be protected. But also this idea that you're going to take a photo of yourself, of your ID, and give it to a porn site. I mean, and then go, oh, and here's all the porn I'm watching.
It's
like,
not been
what?
It's not been brilliantly implemented. And to be fair, and what I was saying the other day about this is that, you know, Peter Kyle has ended up having to implement Nadine Dorris's act.
Yeah.
You know, all of this July 25th or 29th date of when this has to happen has been in place for 2 years. Everyone could have complained about it. Farage could have spent a year saying this is going to block free speech in Parliament.
He went on his website, didn't he? And he was like, oh, I don't need ID for this.
Yeah. And the point I was making the other day is I think this is a necessary evil. The law needs to be in place, and then we need to iron out these problems and work out a solution to it.
There should be a national database, shouldn't there? Like, that is not the porn site.
But do you want to link your gov.uk account to a porn site any more than do I want my NHS data available to a porn site?
Well, no, because it wouldn't be your NHS data, would it?
Well, that would be the only way to do the official
government-based it would just be like,
ID.
This is who I am. I'm given. So you prove who you are to a government site, and the government site gives you a number, and the number is anonymous. But if you enter that number, the passcode, into a porn site, you can get access because you proved that you're adult.
I give you the subject of our podcast that it's all very well having laws like that as long as Donald Trump doesn't become the Prime Minister or another nefarious actor like Nigel Farage. And then they start using that data in ways that you'd rather they didn't, basically. Yeah. So you got to be careful about what you do and don't give the government as much as anything else, haven't you? Are they a trustworthy partner when it's Labour? Probably. Are they a trustworthy partner when it's Farage? Definitely not.
Yeah, but what you do is you make it so that this is a code that you get if you prove you're an adult that also allows you access to gambling sites. It allows you to buy booze online. It allows you to do things that you're allowed to do when you're an adult, not just FWAP.
I've argued for years, actually, that your gov.uk account should do all of that. It should give you advantages of being a citizen, a registered citizen online. And if it does that, then it swings and roundabouts. You go, okay, well, all the benefits I get out of doing it like that mean that I can register for porn sites if I want. But then the other issue that I brought up the other day is this thing of, you know, if you are using porn sites that you don't want to ID yourself to, you need to ask yourself the question, how much information have I been giving them about myself anyway?
Yeah, that's true.
Because, you know, they've got access to your browser and they can stick, you know, when you hit accept on any website, when you accept the terms and conditions, you are accepting reams and reams of terms and conditions that say we can follow everything you do online. We can look at your Facebook account. You know, you're agreeing to an awful lot of data being handed over to those porn sites in the first place. And if you're dubious about giving them your driving license, then you should be dubious about going on those sites at all, basically, without a VPN.
True.
Mike.
Yes?
What happened to your eye?
Oh, no.
Do you know, I've gone like 12 years with leukemia. You can't tell I've got leukemia. Never lost my hair, right? I've gone 8 months with brutal fucking arse cancer. Nobody could tell unless I told them or they read one of my cartoons. As soon as I get the all clear, blood vessel bursts in my eye. I've been walking around looking like Dracula for the whole week. I'm like, it's ridiculous. And I'm like, and it's much worse for me. I mean, this is how vain I am. It is much worse for me than having had 2 lots of cancer. Because everybody comments on it. Everybody comments on it.
I'm so sorry.
No, I don't mind.
I literally was like, is that what I'm seeing? You know what I mean?
If I put it up to the camera, it's pretty horrific.
Bless your heart. Did it hurt?
Not at all. But I've been to an optician today, and they've referred me to the eye hospital just in case.
What were you reading?
Well, that porn site he was trying to get into, you know, he had to take the photograph. And
can you imagine?
Really hot. He's like,
you're really hot. You log on to the porn site. That's costing you money per minute. I mean, this is all research to do your show, Graham. Obviously.
Yes, obviously.
And then
Are you still paying per minute to go on a porn site?
And then you've got the frustration of not being able to upload your driving license while you've got your trousers right now. All of which I was just doing for research.
I'm not even wearing trousers right now.
It's a bit warm, isn't it? Anyway.
What was that?
Aircon.
You might have noticed I'm not actually in my
Aircon.
house, Scott.
No, you're not in your house. You're somewhere.
I thought Graham was streaming by candlelight. Now I've got a bloody big light here. It's just I'm using my webcam and it adjusts to the brightest bit of the video, so it just makes me look dark, even though I'm actually very well lit. It's very annoying.
Look, if I emulate your lighting, you can't see my bad eye.
Yeah, that's what you need to do. Turn off all the lights on the bad side. There you go. I can't see it anyway. You're too small on my screen. Anyone watching on their phone, they're not going to be able to see it, Mike. Don't worry about it.
I like a 21-inch screen, so I can see it. You know?
Oh,
all the better to see porn with.
Footham Stuck.
Of course.
Footham Stuck has said, fun fact, the main eye hospital in London is in Seymour Street, or it used to be.
It is.
Is that the Moorfield?
Yeah.
Moorfields, yeah.
Chris says, important question, will dating sites and apps have to verify users' ages as well? As there are a lot of underage grooming starts.
Yes, they are, yeah.
So, but this is why if you have a system that's set up to verify your age by the government, and if you successfully verify your age by, your passport, whatever, then you get a code, and that code is your unique identifier, and you can use that to access dating sites, gambling, alcohol, drugs, rock and
it should be
sex.
It should be encrypted. It could be done using Bitcoin, using blockchain. You could use blockchain to do it, so that it is prohibited. No, you could. You could hide it that way.
No,
not Bitcoin, but blockchain.
No.
So there's a central database that the government controls.
Why do you keep saying no? What?
I just love the idea that there's this one guy who founded Bitcoin and nobody knows who he is.
Yeah,
and they all just trust him not to have put a back door in. So one day he just doesn't pull out $4 trillion for himself and just go, ha ha!
Or that he's already.
I'm off to buy South America.
Or that he's already done that. But this we got a super chat you should mention maybe.
He's still the host. He's still the host.
Still the hostess with the hostess.
It's just become.
Mike hasn't readjusted yet.
It's become an obsession.
No, I like this. I was having. I don't know if you watched the agenda this afternoon, but me and Phil.
I did.
The right old ding dong.
You and Phil go at it, don't you?
Phil at a round.
I sometimes get the feeling that Phil just. Anything you ever say that you agree with, basically, he just goes, no, but you're wrong. And you kind of go, Phil, hang on, I'm pretty certain you two were just agreeing about that.
Well, yes. But I think Phil thinks very analytically and quite coldly in terms of data and analytics. And he looks at polls and stuff like that to inform his opinions, whereas I'm more emotional. I know I am. And I'll look at the polls and, I'll acknowledge them. But more important to me, really, I don't know that the plural of anecdote isn't data, but like just talking to people about how they feel, and not necessarily us politics wonks who talk about politics all the time, but my mates who aren't that into it. Yeah. And, I had mates this week saying, have you heard about Labour putting some guy from the Sun in, for people from Liverpool, saying they put some guy in charge of their communications. Fuck off. Do you know what I mean?
And this was my point about Peter Kyle comparing Farage to Jimmy Savile on this issue. Is that this is a breakthrough issue because people have logged on to try and have a wank and realised that the government's done something. And it's the first time they probably knew about it.
Exactly.
But I mean, one thing. Well, there's two things there, right?
One is do the super chat first before you.
Yes, sorry.
Keep those two things in your head. I know that's hard.
I did cue you up for that.
But yes, it's from Brad W8102. Thank you so much, Brad, for the £2 super chat. Have you seen Larry and Paul's vid on this bill? Yes, it's hilarious. They are very, very, very funny people. I love Larry and Paul. I was very jealous of them this week, because Larry Budd, he sent a pic, didn't he, in our group chat of him, Larry and Paul, and Amano Anucci. Like this. Well, thumbs up. Look, giving the old Jimmy Savile.
I can do one of my books for once. So hang on. I asked Anando, because Anando follows the Trumpton account. So I asked him if he'd write a fluff piece at the beginning. And just at the beginning of this book about Trump is Armando's response. Do you you want me to tell you what he
very
wrote
cool.
for me?
What did he write?
He said, "Hi Mike, it's very kind of you to ask me to do this, but I've just done a similar for 2 other books, and I need to stop doing this. Otherwise, I'll become a booker slut. Apologies, but I'll definitely tweet about it when it comes out." So I replied to him and said, "Can I just use that as the fluff piece?" And he went, "Oh, all right then."
I love it. Well, one of the people who we lost this week was Tom Lehrer at the age of 98, I think he was, when he popped his clogs. And Tom Lehrer was an incredibly funny man. He was a Harvard professor. He was a professor of mathematics at Harvard. And I had a little bit of a side hustle going on in the 50s and 60s of doing some very, very funny comedy satirical songs. And friends of mine who do a podcast, which you should really listen to if you are into music and into script music writing and everything. They do a podcast called Soda Jerker. It's called Soda Jerker on songwriting. And they wrote to him back in 2014. And he wrote back to them. And this is the best rejection letter of all time. So this is 13th of August 2014 from Tom Lehrer. "Dear Simon and Brian, thank you for your invitation." And these guys interviewed Prince. These guys have interviewed, about songwriting. They don't talk about all the celebrity stuff. They just talk about the process of writing songs. They've interviewed Paul McCartney. They've interviewed Ed Sheeran. They're all big names of people that in music writing. In reply to your request for an interview, however, I am delighted to be able to inform you that I have done no interviews since 2000. Well, one if you count the BBC Radio Salute, which I don't, and I am relieved at the prospect of never having to do any more. So, despite your earnest plea and your credentials, including your most impressive list of songwriter guests, I must decline this invitation. Thank you anyway for your interest, Tom Lehrer, and they've got his signature on it, which is the most politest and funniest rejection letter ever. Absolutely love it. Hey, the absolute opposite of that, an acceptance, a message here from Paula, which is a super chat. Thank you very much for the £5. Trouble with putting backdoors in software is that they can be found by others as well, and will be. That's a good point. Yep. Good point, Paula, Ms. Paula Thomas. Thank you for the super chat.
I have to stress my position on this is that it is incredibly complicated. It is incredibly difficult, but we have to do something and we have to make a start on it. And if some of this is wrong, okay, it can be amended. But, some of the stats I pulled out for that show really, really shook me. And most of them are not about necessarily child pornography or even grooming, although that happens an awful lot. But it's about the number of kids that get ripped off. And a friend of mine works in this space for the police in social media, and it's the biggest reported problem that they get from kids, which is that they've been scammed in some way, either sexploitation, where they've been, they believe they're talking to a young girl and they send pictures of themselves naked, or vice versa, and then that's used to blackmail them. And then, ridiculous things like, I didn't know this, if you've got a Roblox account, right, or a Minecraft account, there is a monetary system within those games. Yes. There's the ability to pass on things that have a monetary value. It can be redeemed as money. They're being scammed in that to the tune sometimes of £500, £600, £700. Yeah. And if you imagine you're an 8, 9, 10-year-old kid and you're being ripped off by somebody in that space, basically, it's ludicrous. So part of the answer, some people are saying in the chat, it's crazy that you register adults and that will protect children. It's stopping some of these naive kids getting access to systems where they can pretend to be an adult, where they can pretend to be grown up enough to pay for things.
I'll go back.
Lose money.
Yeah, I agree. I go back to what I've been saying for a while, which is we need separate hardware. Literally something, and I know some people in the chat will be like, but Graham, that can be hacked as well. But I'm talking about stuff that can only be hacked with a soldering iron. It would be like the equivalent of trying to play, you know, GTA 5 on a Spectrum, it just wouldn't work. There would be no way, no physical way, unless you took all the components out of the Spectrum and replaced them with a PS5 to get the game to work. So that is something that I think we should do. I think we should have junior versions of the major apps that can only be used by kids and don't have some of the facilities that the adult versions do. So, for instance, WhatsApp. Kids use WhatsApp to talk to their school friends, and yet anyone can send them a message on WhatsApp. There's no protection,
and that is getting worse.
Yeah, and they can send anything. They can send a picture to the kid without having to be in their phone. So if you had a system where you could only receive messages from people whose numbers were in your phone, you wouldn't be in that situation. We wouldn't be put in that situation. And I know that there are always going to be a tiny amount of, people who will still get scammed, who will still get caught out, people spoofing numbers and using backdoors and this kind of thing. But generally speaking, you will protect a lot more children than you are protecting at the moment, which is,
I mean,
zero.
Some of these numbers, 79% of 8 to 17-year-olds encounter online scams on a monthly basis. Doesn't mean they're scammed, but they encounter them. 46% of 8 to 17-year-olds have been scammed directly. And that research revealed that they don't tell anybody.
Yeah.
They won't tell their parents. They won't tell anybody. This mate of mine who works in the police has got an Instagram account that is operating a bit like a Bobby on the Beat on Instagram. And they get reports constantly from there where kids are saying, I can't tell my parents, I can't tell my friends, I'm in serious shit. What can I do? Because this has happened, and I sent a picture to this girl, and now I'm being blackmailed. And he's set up systems to actually help those kids. Yeah. So they get referred off to agencies that can then help them, and the police are reassuring them that you've done nothing wrong. It's not illegal for you to send. It's not actually illegal for a kid to send another kid a naked picture of themselves. That's not actually illegal. You've done nothing wrong. It might be embarrassing, but you've done nothing wrong. Yeah. But these kids don't know that, and obviously, a huge number of them. We always think kids are much more tech savvy than us. They're not. There's an equal percentage of kids out there that have no idea what they're doing with technology as there are adults. There's a small group of kids that know exactly what they're doing with it, and those will be the ones that we need to do something with, because they'll be the ones that hack your hardware, basically, to make it do things that we didn't think it could.
Yeah. Miss Elby saying we already have this. It's called parental controls. I mean, parental controls only take you so far. Especially, you've got like Google Parent View or whatever it's called, to make sure that your kids only have certain apps on their phone. But trying to keep up, like if I ever look on my stepdaughter's WhatsApp, she'll have 100 unread messages on there. Yeah. And like I have the time to go through that constantly. I have barely enough time to check my own bloody messages. And this idea that everything should be put on the parents, I think it's a bit unfair, and I think it's a bit naive. I think we have the tools to stop this stuff from happening. We're just not using them because it's not in the interests of the tech companies to do anything unless they're compelled by law to do it.
Yeah, and it's not a fair answer, because you look at these concerned parents of Epstein. You look at the kind of arseholes that give Tanner the Supertansky problem constantly, basically. You're going to give them control over their kids' phones? The kind of people that threaten to tear somebody's head off and rape them down the throat because they said something about Jeremy Corbyn. Those people should have control over their children's phones. I think somebody needs to have control of their fucking phones.
Well, yeah, there's no qualifications you need for being a politician, a prostitute, or a parent.
Exactly.
Just turn up, spread your legs, you're all good. For all three.
Sounds like my Saturday night.
But yeah,
the prostitute, the parent, and the politician.
All of it.
Yeah.
That's a great weekend for Scott.
Yeah. Chris C makes a good point. Technically, it's illegal for anyone over the age of 10 to take, distribute, or possess an indecent image of a child. There have been prosecutions of children who have taken intimate pictures of themselves and shared them online. They've ended up with a criminal record and been put on the sexual offenders register.
But the age is 10. That's the point there, basically. they've still got 8 years before they're actually an adult. So
It's mad. Well, I always thought that was mad that, like, if you filmed yourself having sex under the age of 18, like 17-year-olds, it was actually illegal for them to watch that, even though it was themselves.
Yeah. It's fine for them to record it, but not they can't watch it.
Yeah. Francis Winrow, thank you very much for the £5 super chat. Sorry, I have had some bad news, but I feel I need to keep going. I'm really sorry, Francis. I think I read that your was it your nan had a stroke. I'm really sorry to hear that. That really sucks.
Sorry, Francis.
Thanks for the super chat, and like, if we can be here for you tonight, maybe we should change the subject and tell some jokes. Be a bit more cheery. Hey, have you heard Trump's threatening World War III?
Oh yeah, that's cheering us up.
That'll cheer you all up, because the Epstein files, possibly.
I mean, I think
Scott?
I mean, that's a great distraction.
Is it
strategy.
a weapon of mass destruction?
Fantastic distraction.
Are you concerned that this might all kick off? So just to explain for anyone who's not up to date with what the Trump's done today, he's brought these tariffs in. He's sacked the head of like statistics for job research statistics in America because that's
they told the truth.
Because they told the truth, and the job numbers are shit. And he's like, okay, well, I'll shoot the messenger.
Well, can't have that.
And it's a woman. She's a woman as well, so obviously she
help.
has to be gotten rid of. And now he's saber rattling. He's moved 2 nuclear submarines to the brink of Russia, because the ex-president of Russia wrote some hurty words about Trump online.
Oh.
Why did World War III start, Grandad?
Epstein files.
He said hurty words.
Epstein.
Imagine Ghislaine Maxwell has the power to stop World War III starting.
Yeah.
We're all reliant on a paedophile, sex trafficking woman who's the daughter of Robert Maxwell to stop the Third World War now.
Lord.
What do we think? Do we think she'll get pardoned?
Well, this is the thing, right? Because
Yes.
the whole question of the pardoning, if I'm not mistaken, is because now the files aren't real. So if the files aren't real, how did she get prosecuted? But the files probably are real, so no, we can't just make her.
No,
she's got 3 ways to get out of it, hasn't she?
There's a way that basically, because of the disgusting plea deal that immunity deal or whatever, the sweetheart deal that Epstein was given because he's incredibly rich. He was incredibly rich. He was given this really light sentence, and all his co-conspirators were let off the hook, and she's saying that she's one of his co-conspirators, and therefore she should be let off the hook as well.
They were free from prosecution. They couldn't be prosecuted.
Whole massive trial to sort of say that, but now we're saying it 5 years later.
Well, she's appealing to the Supreme Court, and
fuck off.
No, she is, and they've agreed to hear the case.
They're a constitutional court.
They've agreed to hear the case, and she's.
This is a farce.
Her lawyers
have farce, mate.
Right?
Like that's some bullshit.
Yeah, but she's been called to give evidence to Congress, and her lawyers have said the codicils for that are that she must be taken out of the jail that she's in Tallahassee.
Yeah, they can't make her do it in jail like her brother was on the LBC this morning.
In case she gets killed, I suppose, basically. But also that she needs freedom from prosecution for anything she says. Otherwise, she'll plead the Fifth. So she'll just sit there and say, "I'm pleading the Fifth. I'm pleading the Fifth." I mean, she's got all the cards in her hand at the moment, other than a number of people have died as a result of owning evidence about Donald Trump fucking children, haven't they? So, I'm not sure that she should. Will she ever feel safe once she gets out? Is the next question. But
so, what's going to happen with this statistics lot then? Is he just going to, like, when it comes out that more children are dying of measles, is he just going to, like, sack all of the doctors?
No, it's just he'll get someone into place who will provide the information that he gives them.
Change the rules.
Actual information. Surely this is just another step in the authoritarianism of America.
We
Right?
just got
It's the way.
We just got a
Yeah,
super chat. Sorry, guys. Got a super chat in from Jovian. Thank you very much for that, Jovian. That's very kind of you. 20 good English pounds. Thank you so much. Sorry.
Oh wow, that's a lot.
That is a lot. That is a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jovian. Sorry, what were you saying? Rich people going to jail now.
It's just another step. This is just another.
It's the fact we just shrug them off now, don't we? Just go.
Oh, he's gonna get rid of the guy who tells the truth. Oh, that's.
It's gonna start World War III, release a paedophile, and get rid of some people that do truthful statistics.
Yeah, makes total sense.
We're gonna solve climate change by stop taking the temperature.
Yeah,
that's definitely what we're going. Go back to COVID. Do you remember when he said the problem is testing? The more you test, the more people you find that have got COVID.
Exactly the same thing. You'll just get Caroline Levitt to write it out. Whatever you think is best. Yeah. And she'll go up there and go, what the president has said.
Oh God, there's something else. There's something else. Trump is now spending $200 million of American taxpayers' money on making a big, horrible, gaudy ballroom. That's going to look fucking awful because he has no taste. He has no idea about subtlety or decor. He is the equivalent of like a 1980s African dictator when it comes to taste. He is just gold shit everywhere. It's so immensely tacky, it kind of sets my teeth on edge. It reminds me of Gordon Gekko in the movie Wall Street. His apartment was just full of like terrible 80s artwork that was just absolutely vomitous and stuff that would be worthless today because it was only because it was the 80s.
They must have based that guy on Trump to an extent anyway. Basically.
Oh yeah,
he's bad taste.
At the end of the day,
he's a hedge fund manager, wasn't he?
All it shows is that money doesn't buy you taste.
No.
I mean, the reason why
people will hire interior designers,
but he resonates with the tackiest of Americans. You know, the working class Americans who they
have no taste either.
Golden teeth and stuff. They're the people who naturally warm to him.
But more people that will buy just horrible tacky shit.
Yes. Porcelain figurines.
It's like when you stay in a high class American hotel, and everything is covered in tacky gold and
yellow gold.
Yeah.
Useless yellow metal that makes white man go crazy, as Black Elk once called it. Chris C, thank you very much for the £2 super chat. Chris C says, a 90,000 square foot ballroom.
The thing is, as I understood it, the White House is a very small house. Like it's got 4 or 5 levels of basement, hasn't it, in order to allow for the amount of offices that need to be in there in the modern age. And they didn't want to change the exterior of it, so I have no idea where he's going to put this thing.
Oh, put it on top. He'll just put like a shipping container on top of the old building. It's something that modern architects like to do.
He's tarmacked over the Rose Garden, hasn't he, already, to make more parking.
Yeah,
apparently. So he's got no respect for that building.
Unbelievable. It makes me sick. It makes me physically sick what these bastards do to heritage, to culture, to the past. And, you know, I mean, the White House is only white because the British tried to burn it down. Yuri, thank you very much for the £5 super chat. That's very kind of you, my friend. I did pop to Turnberry to give it my own personal rinse, allegedly. So, yeah, Trump was in the UK this week. Almost forgot. I mean, it's been a week, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Was he, or was Ursula von der Leyen and Keir Starmer visiting the President of Scotland? I'm not sure what actually happened this week. I've never seen anything like it. The Prime Minister being the Prime Minister being the guest. This was on the day.
Bring out the gimp.
The Lionesses were welcome to number 10.
Yeah.
So Starmer and his wife had to fly up to Scotland, suck Trump's cock, and then fly back, and those hands that touched him touched the Lionesses that afternoon. It's disgusting.
No, we didn't go back for the Lionesses. It was Angela Rayner who received them in number 10.
Was he not even there?
No, he wasn't there. No, he had to be in bloody Scotland.
Oh
Trump.
God, I missed that
basically,
bit of the
Trump
story.
stole the thunder from the lionesses from meeting the prime minister.
Well,
you know,
That's okay.
You can only imagine.
You would have just showed up and gotten into line with them. Like
I was going to say, you can only imagine that what happened
Darren.
was. Hey,
Hello
Darren.
there. How are you all doing?
Hi, Darren. How you doing?
Here's what I reckon happened, right? Is Trump's people said the president would like to come down to number 10 and congratulate the Lionesses, and Keir Starmer said, no, we'll come to Scotland. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I'll bring my wife. You can, I'll call her for a while. Basically.
Yeah. True. We got another super chat come in. People are being very, very generous with the super chats. I think this is all Mike.
Hey, Mikey.
Hi, Mikey. Mikey's here as well. I think this is all gratitude to Mike for holding the fort for a week.
This is welcoming you back, mate, and going, thank God.
Darian, thank you very much for the super chat with the message. There's no way Trump's balls will fit 90,000 feet. Oh, Jesus Christ. Everyone's shouting, Daily Blase. Hey, Daily Blase, how you doing? Bradford's finest says Lost Missionary, and Oliver Brown saying hi, Daily Blase, and Mikey. So how's things over in the States, Mikey? I haven't spoken to you for a little while.
Hello.
Hello.
You know, just collapsing.
You're collapsing.
You
The norm.
Have you tried firing the person who's told you that it's all going wrong?
Ask Jim Jordan.
That might work.
The FBI just arrested a guy for sending out some very explicit email or voicemails to Jim Jordan.
Really?
If you cut my Medicare, I cut your, stuff of that nature.
Yeah, this is the stuff you've been predicting.
They're not happy. They are less than happy.
Yeah, this has all been Mikey's prediction. The small grassroots sort of increasing
Insane
people are gonna start coming for the politicians a little bit more.
Yeah, definitely.
And deservedly.
Yeah.
Not enough room in the bunker. Get out of here.
Yeah,
Get out of here, Chuck Grassley. Out of the bunker. Can't fit. The inn is full.
Going out to the party one says, hi, everyone with numbers now, because everyone has numbers after their name. Sorry about that in the chat. We'll try and sort that out with YouTube at some point to get them on our side. So we've had Trump playing golf in Britain. We've had him declaring World War III, shooting the messenger. And we haven't even mentioned the tariffs yet. So tariffs kicked in today. Well, they were supposed to for all these different countries. They've only actually kicked in for Canada, and I think maybe India was the other country that I actually kicked in for. Everyone else is going to have to wait for a week for the joy of tariffs. And predictably, the stock markets around the world have dropped until he decides to change his mind on it. And, 5 minutes before he does that, he'll ring up all his mates and say, buy the dip.
It's always just before closing bell on a Friday that these things happen.
Yeah.
And then people make a fuckload of money over the weekend. It's just, the man can manipulate. Did you see that, Mikey, you'll correct me if I've got any of this wrong, but I think it was going through Congress, and I think it was the Senate, and it was Josh Hawley. Is he in the Senate or Congress? Can't remember.
Congress.
Senate. And he was trying to pass a bill to stop Congress, people in the Congress and Senate from profiting from insider knowledge. And he calls it the Pelosi bill, because it is literally to try and stop Nancy Pelosi making all the money she's making in shares. And the president and the vice president have jumped on him from a great height, forced him to go out in public and say, no, obviously I didn't mean the president and the vice president. I didn't mean them.
Unreal.
They're completely exempt from this.
They amended the bill to get them out of there so that they could keep all of their stocks and coin and all that stuff.
Wow.
I mean,
but you know why he's doing this though, right? It's because he said, don't do the fucking bill like this. I have to sell this. It's like, oh, are you gonna make me go out there and be the dumbass? Because he was like the one guy who was gonna say no, and then he got that tap on the shoulder like a day and a half, like 36 hours before, and he flipped and he voted for it, and he knew he was gonna get tore up. So I gotta bring some red meat back home to the boys. you know, I know I signed that bill, but I'm going after these crooked politicians who are just profiting from buying the dip. They're buying the dip, so we need to divest all of them. But Trump's fine. Trump's fine.
Yeah.
He can
Yeah.
do what he wants.
He's doing his own Matt Gaetz. Like Matt Gaetz was cool with everybody keeping his secret, but as soon as they talk about they're gonna start investigating his little secret, well, you know what? How about we get the money out of politics, huh?
Yeah.
Like that's the rebel move when they paint you into a corner. I'll tell your secrets. You guys are stealing money. Yeah,
I'll tell you what didn't happen this week. There wasn't an episode of South Park. It's been delayed for
back a week.
Yeah.
Really?
How
I
interesting.
think this one they're coming for Charlie Kirk.
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah, that's the story.
Oh, the groomer.
And Charlie Kirk is on the record as saying, "Bring it on." He's looking forward to it. So.
Well, you know, the MAGAs
Piss 'em off.
didn't get that offended over the.
What are they gonna say?
Trump
Yeah.
did respond to it. Like, well, no, the White House did respond to it, and they never responded to South Park before.
Yeah,
so it
I mean,
obviously got
they're
under his
different,
skin a
they're
little
different,
bit.
But you actually read the comments to some of this. I think I said this last week. He reads the comments of the clips. MAGAs were on there going, "I'm MAGA," and this was funny.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? They weren't offended by it.
Trump was,
They
though.
thought it was because most MAGAs are trolls.
Yes.
So they understand troll humor. Do you know what I mean? So
I don't know if a large part of MAGA even knows what South Park is, because they're either too little or they're too old.
Right.
Like only people between like I would say like 30 and 45 would even like, oh, South Park, yeah, the Colorado boys or wherever they're from.
It was their thing 20 years ago, and it remains their thing.
You know what I mean? Like if you didn't grow up with South Park, just trying to like go episode 1 would be like, what the fuck is this show?
Yeah.
This is weird. Like,
Yeah.
I
don't think
just
there's too many
like
of
the
them.
way they absolutely just went for him, just no holds barred in that episode.
Yeah.
And then just as you thought like they couldn't get any more, like absolutely getting under his
used-
skin, they had
They
this.
use AI.
Well, no, they filmed it. It was a real guy.
Yeah, but
Pretended
it
to
was
be
a
Trump.
face
Oh
replacement.
yeah, it was deep fake, wasn't it? But like, yeah, and his penis was a finger, was a middle finger, was a with a plaster on it, with some googly eyes, speaking.
Brilliant.
Hello.
amazing.
But yeah, just to prove everybody wrong, Diz says I'm over 45 and I enjoy South Park.
Oh, well, Diz, get a life.
Get a
For
life.
God's sake.
Kill Kenny. South
Well,
Park
it's
came
funny,
about.
but when South Park started, he was not 45. He was
Yeah,
like,
it was
17.
28 years ago. South
yeah.
Park
Yeah.
started.
I remember owning the
South
first season on video.
You
Wow.
owned it on a
I owned the first
VHS.
season
Was it
on
on
video.
VHS?
VHS or DVD?
VHS.
Wow.
Not Betamax.
Don't date
Not
shit.
Betamax, but yeah, that VHS.
Very
I had it. I
hazy
don't know
shit.
where it's gone, but
That's
yeah,
what
I had
VHS
it. I
stood
had
for.
the first season on.
Does anyone in the room have the capacity to play a VHS video
Yes.
anymore?
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Because I was given
I've got
I was
my-
given a bunch of DVDs the other day, right? Of like.
You can
I
play
should
them
pro-
in your Blu-ray player.
I probably shouldn't say what they are because they're
Porn.
like
Pornographic.
no, they're not. But they're they were for judging in a competition basically, so I shouldn't have been watching them. But I didn't have didn't have the capacity to play them on my telly. I had to sit there thinking, do I actually own anything that can play a DVD anymore? And I went, yeah, my PC. So I had to run an HDMI cable out of my PC into my television just to watch
DVD
things.
player.
No, because I don't own any DVDs.
Do you know?
Right,
Do you know what's
okay.
mad as well? Like, so all of my adventures of my travels around the world are all on DV tape, mini DV tape,
Yeah,
and
that's,
you can't capture to the latest versions of Adobe Premiere. So
No.
you've got to download the last one that you can actually download, which is 20. The oldest one you can still download, which is 2023. And you've got to download that and not update it, because if you update it, you won't be able to capture it anymore. Not that the DV capture was any any good on Adobe, but that's another story. Breaking news from Chris C. Two asylum seekers in Florida have been charged with sexual assault against a 7-year-old girl. The Florida Attorney General said he will seek the death penalty if they are convicted. They'll be used as fodder for
Oh yeah.
all the worst.
Never happen. It will never happen. They'll never die from it. Death row forever.
Yeah. Blue Badger
Well,
says,
I mean, that will be appealed consistently until they die.
Blue Badger says, I'm 36 and used to think South Park was childish when I started seeing it back at the start. I got into it by series 2 though. I think I grew into it, lol. Yeah. Seeking the death penalty for pedophilia, that doesn't bode well for Donald Trump, does it? Considering
not in Florida. No, that would be an interesting precedent to set, wouldn't it?
And they're bad at recognizing who's who, so maybe some of these American pedophiles might get caught up in the dragnet. One should hope not.
American pedophile coming to Netflix next year.
Phil Nelson 1327 says, thanks for giving us your PIN number there, mate. Says, are you on a Mac? No, of course I'm not. Do I look like I'm part of the dirty Mac brigade?
I think he's referring to my DVD problem. Basically.
Oh, no, it's
stream it over
app
Wi-Fi.
to me. It's about Adobe not allowing you to capture DV tapes. You can get programs off the internet. You can still do it. It's not a problem.
Sure.
It's just annoying. Yeah. It's just annoying. Person impersonator says, I love a bit of South Park myself, despite being over 60. There you go.
Good for you. Good for you.
Takes all kinds here.
I'm surprised they let you watch it in the care home. But
mate, you're not far off 60. What do you say?
Hey, my dating profile currently attracts an awful lot of 60-year-olds. So
yeah.
I can't complain.
Yeah, they can't. They know what they're doing. I have a VCR with 2 tapes and a shitload of DVDs, but no player. I've got VHS tapes of my appearances on various TV shows back in the day, and I need to put them on.
And you watch them for 6 hours a night?
I just watch them over and over again.
God, I was good. God, I was good in that. Look at that.
So handsome.
I was used for about like 6 months or something on the trailer for Movie Watch. So whenever there was a Movie Watch, because we're on Movie Watch 3 times, and when I was reviewing LA Confidential, I gave it 10 out of 10, and I did a little thing before I gave it 10 out of 10, and they took the little thing that I did and they used that on all the trailers.
There you go.
Yeah, true story.
Are you going to reveal what you did?
I can't do it because I'm wearing glasses, but and a hat. The thing is, if I tell you now, it's not going to be very funny. But I just that little 2-second clip was used back in the day. But no, I don't like watching myself back, to be honest with you, because I just get annoyed at myself for saying the wrong thing or mispronouncing something. I'm like, it's and I've said it the wrong way. Then I can't change it.
I really hate it. It's why I can't edit anything I ever do. It's why I'd rather do live stuff. Doing live stuff this week for you was so much better than me trying to record anything.
Exactly. This is what I keep saying. It's so much easier to just do it and then walk away. Like Mikey's just walked away and left the whiteboard.
Mikey's just demonstrated exactly how you do this.
You can just do that when you're live, but when you're doing a pre-record, if you just walk off halfway through the pre-record, that will be quite funny.
You have to go back and edit it.
Although I do want to do an animation. I'm really inspired by South Park and by Monkey Dust as well from 20 years ago. Jesus, 20 years ago.
I remember that.
I want to do some really dark, really fucked up animations that I think you could get away with if you do them as an animation.
Have you seen Robots, Love, and I can't remember what the other thing is on Netflix? There's a series of short animations on Netflix.
I know the one you mean, but I've never watched it.
They're very good.
Love, Death, and Robots.
Love, Death, and
Robots. Yeah, it's very, very good. Yeah.
But yeah, doing really, really lo-fi, like the first season. Well,
they do a whole variety. So some of them are super high-end CGI. Some of them are game engine created. Nowadays, actually using Unreal Engine to create movies is perfectly possible. Basically. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if that's like Monkey Dust, then it's a sketch show and it has lots of different animators working on it. So
that's what they do.
So that's Monkey Dust, and that's what I absolutely loved about it. You had your own, and it was very much the style of the Fast Show in that it was sort of catchphrase based comedy. So each week you'd get the same characters, but something different would happen. But they had some absolutely legendary sketches on it, and they were just really, really, really dark. And unfortunately, the guy who made it, it ran for 3 seasons, but he passed away. It was the guy who started Have I Got News for You?
Oh, right, okay.
And after he died, they stopped making them. But God, they were good. They were really good. And it was one of them where, like, you know, sometimes a few of the sketches could be a bit hit and miss, but it didn't matter because you just wasted a few minutes and something better will come along.
You've mentioned this before, and now I remember I was working for a company that made Channel 4's website at that time.
Yeah.
And they were, most of them were done with Flash.
Yes.
That's why it was affordable to do, because Flash was like,
awesome.
Yeah.
And then it was bought by Adobe and they fucked it.
Well, talking about formats that have disappeared, Adobe just shut down Flash overnight and killed like 20 or 30% of the internet.
Badger. Most
But they were
of
being
the stuff on B3TA.
Mushroom.
The reason they shut it down was the server costs. It was they were being hit by huge server costs to actually host it, because the way it worked was that the animation wasn't done on, it was done on your computer and the data was passed to your computer.
Yeah.
And it was just costing a fortune to actually host any of these sites, basically.
But Flash was fantastic. It was really fun and really easy to use, and a lot of cool stuff was made on the back of it. I mean, I just had rathergood.com, which was Rob Manuel, wasn't it? It was B3TA before it was B3TA. And the stupid little animations they had on there. I remember they had Mick Hucknall from Simply Red and a rabbit, and he's singing. Like, I'm not going to tell you what he was doing, but he's singing "Bunny's Too Tight to Mention." And then there was another one which was
you don't need to tell us what he was doing.
Holding back the ears. And then there was another one which was Bill Oddie, and it was a Madonna song, and they changed it so it was Bill Oddie, feel yourself all over my body, and it was Bill Oddie with really long arms coming in and feeling up Madonna. I just, very formative memories. Very early internet. Russ67 says they only released series 1 of Monkey Dust on DVD. I've got it. Yeah, I found a website that actually had all 3 seasons on it to download, and I downloaded them onto my computer. I couldn't find them for any torrent sites or anything. It's not on BBC iPlayer, but there was a site that just had them all. So I'll try and dig that out for you before the end of the show. David Firth, Salad Fingers started with Fash. Sorry, Salad Fingers, the fascist. Yeah, Salad Fingers, absolutely brilliant. Also, I think Llamas with Hats was Flash originally. I think Charlie the Unicorn was Flash. Really, really easy to use, and a lot of cool stuff was made back in the day. Who's the other man on the screen? Asks Trip. Well,
hello, Ollie.
We've got Mike Dix, we've got Scott Williams, we've got Daily Blase, we've got Mikey Famine over in America, and we've got Canadian Ollie over on St. Edward's Island in Canada.
No, not Saint. Prince Edward Island.
Same thing. Same horse.
He's not a saint.
Ollie, fix your mic.
Is there no St. Edward? There is. There's a school in Liverpool called St. Edward's. There must be a St. Edward.
What's he doing?
He's doing his mic. His mic does his thing where it gets all. His mic does his thing where it gets all crazy. So he's got to unplug it, plug it back in. And he checks his thing, and then it comes on, and he's buttery smooth, like Canadian maple syrup on a temperate day.
Does he actually also, when he's doing out, get the wires out, and then you get the wire at the end, you go blow out the dust and shove it back in.
It's a very high stakes moment. It's like red wire, green wire. Oh. And then he just like blue wire. Oh shit.
All right. Is that any better?
Yes.
You sound fine.
There you go.
You sound great.
Scott, you always sound weird. No one trusts Scott when it comes to audio.
Are you serious?
Yeah. We tell you every week, and then you just act like we didn't say nothing.
My beautiful
just ignore us.
I think the cone of your microphone, the audio cone, is very, very close to the mic. I think when you get that far away, it's like mine.
Yeah. Sorry, just to clarify. Sorry, we've got to clarify.
Is this AMSL hour?
We're getting some.
Oh,
What's it called?
do you hear that? You hear that hissing?
What?
You hear that?
No.
Do you hear her hissing? No.
No,
Oh.
there's no
all
hiss.
sounds-
Don't give us a
all
chance to
sounds
respond. I couldn't
Yes,
even
no,
say yes
no,
or no.
yes.
I couldn't. Say, I didn't get
Yes,
a. I
I'm
didn't
just
get a
wondering,
buzz.
if you're hearing my torch. That's all.
Right.
So Vendetta 9000, we've got Stuart's inquiry here saying Jimmy Mulville created Have I Got News For You, and he's still alive. Yeah, but Harry Thompson was the producer of the first season. So he produced it. Jimmy Mulville was the company's managing director, Hat Trick Productions.
And still is.
And still is. Yeah, true story. And you know, Harry Thompson, top bloke, but he was privately educated, and that's why they allowed him to work on not the 9 o'clock news. He worked on Have I Got News For You. He worked on the May Rice Experience, where all but one of the comedians was privately educated.
Isn't it good actually that we do generate these talented people through the private education system and get these good programs? I think it's a good thing. I'm all for it. We should maybe exempt them from tax for all the great comedy they provide us.
Well, they exempt themselves from tax, don't they? Yes. Or they get their school friends elected and they make sure they don't have to pay tax. John C. 5953, thank you very much for your PIN number and 10 good English pounds. Cambridge man died of organ failure after 3 weeks of self-administered dewormer after he was convinced online that it would cure his cancer. Verdict, death by misadventure.
John, are you trying to make me angry? Because that makes me fucking angry.
It didn't come from Florida, did it?
No, this is happening. This is happening more and more. There are so many reports of this kind of stuff, and it's disgusting. I actually saw an episode of Pod Save America today, and one of their readout adverts. You know, the Americans are a lot more comfortable doing red adverts in the middle of their YouTube stream. And one of their readout adverts was for a doctor who has finally produced a book on how to prevent yourself from getting gut cancer. And I'm thinking, are you seriously fucking reading that? With have you done your research? Have you gone and read this book and checked with all the patients that he talks about? Because you should not be taking sponsorship money from somebody that makes claims like that.
Yeah.
Pac-Man was just doing one about hypnosis, and I was like, oh, really, brother? Are you tired of stress eating? Well, if you hypnotize yourself I'm like, yo, okay.
Jesus.
Yeah, progressives are the problem. No, Democrats are the fucking problem.
Yeah.
Like, you might as well be selling Alex Jones fucking total male vitality.
Absolutely.
Super brain penis pill is going to make you feel like $1,000.
Well, have you seen Luke
Beasley?
Beasley?
Quite good.
Luke Beasley's brothers have launched a drink
Midas
called
Brothers.
Pep. No, Luke Beasley's family have launched one. And now every single show, he's just sitting there with a can of his fucking drink, basically.
We're grifting for good.
I just find this whole grifting exercise like pretty disgusting, really, don't you?
$60 hats. $60.
What did
I think anyone that's got books that they try and promote on their podcast, this one, both of them available from good stores.
Or when people go to patreon.com/the Ben Podcast Network, like, that's so tacky.
Yeah.
But for people to be like, oh, Trump shouldn't sell a $60 Bible, but they're selling a $40 hat. And I'm like, yo, you're the same. You're the same. You should be paying your bills, take a little for yourself, and then the rest do something with. Like you're your own little government. But they're just like, nah, I'm good.
I'm not saying by any stretch of the imagination that independent media shouldn't be taking sponsor reads. That's the only way they can keep all the staff they need employed. But
I disagree.
There should be some due diligence. There should be some rules that they apply. And I'm sure they do apply some rules, but if that's getting through, then, how low is the bar that they're applying? Talking of adverts, has anyone seen the new advert for denim in America? For jeans?
Oh,
Denim
heard
for
about
jeans?
this.
I think it was Gap,
The
right?
jeans.
No. I don't watch commercials anymore if I can help it.
Graham, you've got no microphone.
Premium.
Sorry, hello. You're talking about it was Christina Aguilera or Lady Gaga or Sydney Sweeney. They're one of these women that have
Sydney
a
Sweeney.
face
Sydney
that I
Sweeney.
can't remember. I can't remember their face. Every time I see
That's-
a picture of
that's-
one of those
that's-
people, it's like
to be
I've
fair-
seen them for the first time. And
to
she
be fair,
said she had
Graham-
good genes, and I don't think that's good genes. I think you should
To
look
be f-
distinctive.
To be fair, it's because you haven't got good genes that you don't
I
recognise.
can't recognise certain people. No, honestly,
Yeah.
there were certain people out there who every time I see them, I'm like, who's that again? And they're like, Graham, that's Christina Aguilera.
Is it?
And I'm like,
I'm-
okay.
I'm hoping that Mikey or Scott has got a good impression of Sydney Sweeney in the jeans advert.
Oh, no,
What?
I haven't seen it.
Just
I
because
just
we
heard
can't,
about it. I've read about it. I haven't seen
we
it.
can't,
Why
we
would I
can't
have it?
register. We can't register for porn anymore. So I was just hoping that one of you got the voice.
So this is Sydney Sweeney,
Sorry.
who's blonde-haired and blue-eyed, doing
Yes.
a jeans commercial in the current climate of eugenicists running the world. And the president of El Salvador just changed the constitution, so he's going to be dictator for life in El Salvador. And she's doing this advert where she says, "I've got good genes," because it's a homophone.
Exactly.
It's a homophone. It's a word that.
No, we deported all the homophones.
Yeah, true.
What?
Maybe you're missing it, Graham, because genes can mean like your genetic structure that's passed
Yeah.
on by your
Oh,
parents,
right.
but it can also
Also.
mean
Yeah.
genes that you wear.
Oh, that's
So-
very
Yeah.
clever.
I
Yeah.
thought this was a Billie Jean remix.
It's kind of rude.
Yeah.
What
But
was
but
the
what's
company?
What's actually hilarious about it? I don't know. It's some jeans brand that isn't particularly cool as well, apparently. But the point of the story really is that although she's doing that, the real story that's happening is that Fox and MAGA and all the right-wing pundits have gone out there saying the left don't like beautiful women. The left don't like white women advertising jeans. It's about time white women were allowed to advertise jeans again, and the left are completely against
What?
it. And they've found one left-wing academic that says that, you know, we shouldn't be talking about this, it's eugenics. The left don't give a shit about this advert, and also we quite like attractive women. That's okay. You know, we've got a number of attractive celebrities that you would definitely class as left, including Sydney Sweeney by all accounts.
Yeah.
Nobody on the left is actually complaining about this story, but the right have turned it into a see, they just don't want beautiful women on television. That's what the problem is.
Apparently, Jeff is telling me that I'm supposed to look at their face. That's what I'm saying. And it's like Rorschach in Watchmen. Their face just keeps changing for me. I don't know why. I have facial blindness. One of the things that I can't do is I can't describe people's faces. I'll probably be able to do Mike's because obviously he wears round glasses and he's got a beard. So that's, you know, if you're playing Guess Who, it'll be quite easy
very
to.
Bloody eye. as
Quite
well.
quite distinctive. But if something happened to me and I had to give a photo kit ID thing, I don't think I could do it.
This is
Not for the life of me.
you're actually flagging up a major problem for me in the Epstein files, aren't you? Absolutely.
Yes.
Everybody could describe me. The rest of you guys are going to get away with this. It's not fair.
Do you remember when people used to say, do you wear Levi's or Wrangler? Asks Oliver Brown. Yeah. I got a new pair of Levi's a couple of weeks ago. And I said to them, have you got a pair that'll last me more than a few months? And they went, we just don't make them anymore. The quality of the denim they use is shite now, and they mix it in with toxic slime.
And also,
oil.
the price has gone through the roof
Yeah.
of jeans, hasn't it?
Well, I don't know. I remember.
Well,
them
your
being
average pair of Levi's is about £100.
Yeah.
But in the
and then-
90s, you bought them. If you bought them brand new and not on sale, they were £70.
Yeah,
It's $20.
Even
Y'all
no,
want me to
even
ship some?
you can't buy $20 jeans over here anymore. Like,
No.
like literally, I buy a
You got them at
couple of pairs of H&M jeans most of the time, basically, and they used to be about £20, and now you can't get them.
Yeah.
Oh.
And my
I've had these for
Ollie,
30
You
years.
How'd you get those off so
Put them
fast?
back on.
How'd you take them off so fast?
These are my winter coveralls.
how long?
Right? I've had them for 30 years.
30
This
years.
is not
They
Ollie.
barely look warm.
Ollie.
That's how good they used to make them.
Ollie.
They
If you're
barely look warm.
if you're auditioning to replace Sydney Sweeney in the next jeans advert, I don't think you're doing a
Do
grand
you know what?
job
I'm
of
not gonna
selling
lie.
this.
I
doing
have
better.
wanted for the longest time a pair of dungarees. I really, really, really want some.
Is
and
that because you're a lesbian?
That's what he had, huh?
Is that because you're a lesbian?
No.
Is that because you want
I
to
would
come
wear
on
it
Eileen?
out with no top on, so you can see my big hairy man boobs.
You call them
yeah.
dungarees?
We call them
They're-
dungarees.
they're coveralls.
Yes. You call
They're
them
Are you
winter
talking about
coveralls.
bibs?
That's
right?
what I call them.
Or there's another word for it.
Bib overalls?
Not overalls.
Kind, yeah.
Cover-ups is a strange phrase. That suggests
Cover
that
all. Cover all.
Coverall?
otherwise you're just walking around naked. Maybe I'll just
there
get
is
some
another
cover-ups.
word in America for it, and I think it's more when the kids wear them.
But the
Dunkaroos?
price of these things
Possibly
has gone up,
that.
and also the quality has gone down, and we're seeing this across the board. It's not just jeans; it's like chocolate. It's like everything that we buy.
And coffee as well. It's
The quality is
going up
going
and up.
down, and like a lot of honey is not even proper honey anymore because they just put sugar in it and just go, "Oh, that'll do," some kind of sugar substitute, and it is just, it's very frustrating that a lot of things should be so much better now. It's 2025. We have enough food to feed everyone on the planet. And because of these billionaires hoarding their wealth like Smaug, they have doubled their wealth in the last 10 years. Billionaires have doubled their wealth and everyone else has got poorer. And we're going to hit a breaking point. We are going to hit a point where, I often say that the MAGA lot are never going to wake up, and I don't think they will, but once Trump's not with us anymore, once he's launched into our trebuchet, and we can shout, "Look at that man go!" Where's my squeaky tank?
Have you got the tank?
I haven't got the tank. I'll have to get the tank ready. Let me get the tank ready in a bit, and I'll do that again, and I'll do the tank. But yeah, well, once Trump's out the picture, I do think there's going to be a point where people are going to turn on the billionaires, and I think that a lot of the billionaires realise this, and this is why they're feathering their nest now while they can. This is why they're making so much money while Trump is in power, and it's why people like Zuckerberg are building their secret bases, their basement bunker things in Hawaii and New Zealand in order to, hide away when the braying mobs come for them.
Why Musk wants a colony on Mars and Bezos wants space station.
Well, yeah, exactly, because I think that there's going to become a breaking point. I think it'll be after Trump's gone. I don't think while Trump's alive, because it is a cult.
I'm going to go down the street like this. Hemotep. I'm walking right with the mummies.
Will they be wearing their dungarees and carrying their pitchforks?
With a big piece of straw hanging out of their
now.
mouth.
Apparently,
looking online right now.
Where's my hospital?
Zuckerberg's compound or whatever in New Zealand has got protection against the staff as well. So it's been built in such a way that he can actually get all the staff in one building and put this big steel door down so they can't get him either.
Yeah.
Because he's predicting the fact that at some point the staff are going to turn on me.
Yeah.
That's the thing about humans is they can never get into anything. Especially given unlimited time and planning.
Yeah.
Bowlskov says Musk wants to send the rest of us to Mars to send back lithium and other precious metals. Send back. Like anyone's ever going to come back from Mars. It's a one-way trip.
It's
definitely a one-way trip.
If you want lithium and all these rare earth metals, leave Earth. There's an entire asteroid belt full of these asteroids that are highly enriched, and also some of them have frozen water where you can make hydrazine. You can make fuel. All you need is a little nuke power device, do a little electrolysis going on, and you can make rocket fuel out there. Just go get them. They're out there. They're a little bit further than Mars, but just send a rover out there. Tell it to fucking grab it with its little mechanical hand and put its way on back. You have $1 trillion worth of materials, and you just plop it in the ocean, a little chunk at a time. Easy peasy. You're welcome.
There's asteroids in the asteroid belt with more gold than all the gold on the planet.
Correct.
So
You just got to go get it.
It's not difficult to imagine the Zoom call where 6 dinosaurs were talking about this 65 million years ago. Well, let's just get one of the asteroids. Just divert it.
Yeah.
Frank, that's too big. Frank, that's too big.
Yeah.
Frank, what are you doing?
Frank! Doomed us all, you greedy slut.
Yes.
I think
I hate you, Frank.
That's got to be the name of the history book fitting for this era, isn't it? You've doomed us all, you greedy slut.
Greedy fuck. Yeah.
I hate you, Frank.
One of the things I found out about Mars recently was that the last cancer treatment I had, which was direct radiation in my arse, was 9 grays of radiation, and that was described by the guy administering it to me was that's the same amount of radiation as you would experience all over your body on Mars every minute.
Yep.
9 grays of radiation, and I'm telling you now, I've had 3 months of serious trouble for this tiny amount of radiation that they put in me for seconds.
Yep.
So anyone that goes to Mars is just going to suffer terribly. They will swell up and seep.
They will die.
Basically. Yeah.
Can I nerd out and yell about something they told me, Elon saying that he wants to nuke the polar caps to help terraform Mars. Let me tell you something you don't know, stupid boy. First of all, the polar caps on Mars are not ice. They are carbon dioxide. It's dry ice. So once you blow them up, and I assume in your brain you think you're going to melt this ice instead of just scattering it in its powder form, let's say it does melt, then it's just going to be whisked away because there is no internal mechanism. You can't, even if it had an atmosphere, you can't keep an atmosphere unless you have a magnetosphere to protect you from the solar wind. So even if you did, it would blow away in like a second. There is nothing to trap that. There's nothing to protect you from the solar wind. So none of the stuff that you create, any of the gas you create, will just blow away. Because you're a big stupid head and you don't read any books. God, it would never work. Figure out how to get the core going, and then we can talk about terraform.
He watched Total Recall, and it kind of works in there.
His mate Trump wanted to nuke a hurricane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do we lower the energy in a hurricane?
Nuke it.
Thermonuclear bomb? What's the least amount of energy we can think of? A thermonuclear bomb. I think that's the first thing I thought of.
Yeah.
An ice cube would have been a good idea. You know what I mean? Like, if he said an ice cube, I'm like, right physics, dumb idea. Better like next time. But this is the opposite.
I mean, they're not serious people, and that's it, isn't it? They're just having a laugh, and they go to show that, the saying of when you're a kid, you think that the adults know what they're doing, and they don't. They're just making it up as they go along. It's as simple as that.
We are. Yeah,
and you might get some individuals who are geniuses in their particular field, but the people in charge aren't. Trump certainly isn't. Oh my God, he is.
He can't read.
He's a different person from one day to the
next.
He
can't read.
He can't read.
It's true. It's pretty much true.
He can't remember what happened yesterday. Imagine being that adult that you can't remember what happened yesterday or what you said yesterday.
And there's too many signs that his actual physical health is very bad right now. Like that picture of him over the weekend with his legs that's swollen. Right, the constant bruising on his right hand, right? The other day he looked pretty pale, even though he was painted orange. I think that's half the reason why he gets painted. He's
the
just
primer
white.
coat was off.
Yeah. So I mean, he's not well, in my opinion, and they're just completely covering that up. But I mean, they did the same thing with Biden the last 6 or 9 or 2 years he was in office, because they knew he had, what type of cancer does he have right now? I just
prostate.
Heard he had cancer.
Prostate. Yeah.
So, I mean, they didn't announce it, but I'm sure he's been receiving treatments for a lot longer than just the last couple of months.
Oh,
definitely.
Right.
Yep.
So same thing's going on with Trump. He's got something. They're just keep playing it hush hush. So, but what can you do?
It's really not safe to be up in a plane. When your health is compromised, especially if you got like vein stuff going on.
Yeah.
But he just keeps flying back and forth to play golf. I hope he stops soon, man.
We should encourage him.
All that playing time.
The exercise is good for him. Maybe
just work out your legs that don't work very well. Work them out real good, and then get in your plane for 8 hours sitting on your ass, and then go play some more golf, and then just keep getting in a plane. Keep going to altitude, and then coming back down.
Perfect. Did I read somewhere that Trump's golf cart travels 4 miles an hour faster than all the other golf carts, so that he can get to the ball first and then just cheat like he did in Scotland. Basically.
Well, I was just going to say, did you not see that where his assistant just basically dropped the ball in front of everybody?
That was a magician.
He was Anthony Scaramucci, I think, talking about it. It's just a known fact. If you play golf against Trump, his golf cart beats you every time, and you just have to accept it. That's what happened.
No, I got nonce on mine. Have a little flip up switch, push the red button.
That's what you need.
Snap your neck back.
It's a classic.
5 miles an hour.
Who in Trump's circle would have the guts to beat him at golf?
Yo, unplug his golf cart, just like disconnect the battery. Ha, bitch.
Yeah.
Okay, just take
off. That new armored golf cart, just leave the doors locked. You can't get back
in. Lock the keys in it.
Yeah.
I just hate the fact that we live in a world where Ozzy Osbourne isn't with us anymore, but Trump still is, and Murdoch still is. Tom Lehrer's not around anymore, but fucking Murdoch still is alive. But Murdoch and Trump
the ultra rich have the money for the best healthcare, dude. So that's going to, even if they get sick, they're still going to get another.
I think after everything Ozzy Osbourne did, the fact that he lived to 76 is a miracle.
Yeah.
We were lucky to get him that far, honestly.
Yeah.
He did a lot of fucking drugs.
Yeah.
It's just bats. Just eat some bats, should be fine.
That's my story of the week. I watched that whole procession happen on Wednesday, going through Birmingham.
I was working. I should have recorded it. I was working.
Yeah, it was really wonderful. It was very Princess Di, actually. They were throwing roses on it and everything else. But the whole bit where the family got out, it was really heartbreaking.
Did you go to the gig? Did you go to the gig? Oh, Scott.
I never went to the gig. No, I would have loved to. But then I didn't want to as well, because the last time I saw Ozzy Osbourne live was in 2018.
Yeah.
And he was on his feet, and he was running around, and he was being Ozzy. He was a little slower than normal, but he was still Ozzy.
Yeah.
The show that they did in Birmingham, he was sat in a chair, and he couldn't get up.
I know, but he looked cool in that chair.
He looked great in the chair. The chair was wonderful, right? Of course, it's going to be the best most gothic chair you'll ever find in your entire life. It was
leather windback chair. Come on.
Yeah.
Can't beat that.
Bespoke. It was everything you wanted it to be, right? If you're going to put Ozzy in the chair, that's the chair you put him in. But I didn't want to see that. I want to remember the times I saw Ozzy Osbourne and he threw buckets of water on everyone and he jumped up and down and he did all. But that's what I wanted my memories to be.
I would have liked to have gone, but I'm not a massive Black Sabbath fan. Right. And I felt like I would be taking the ticket from someone who was a massive Black Sabbath fan.
So I'm a massive Black Sabbath, also very much an Ozzy Osbourne fan. This t-shirt I got is for the No Rest for the Wicked, which is the album, the first Ozzy album I ever bought. So I still have it. I still got the version from I was 13 years old. The inner sleeve is not even an inner sleeve anymore. It's 2 sheets of paper that cover the record. But it's for me, I was listening to Ozzy Osbourne since I was 13 years old.
When you were talking about anybody who's still got a VHS, I've still got VHS Ozzy Osbourne live performances. Wow. And I think my favourite one was, I can't remember where it was now because I've not watched it, but his guitarist at the time was J.K. Lee.
Oh wow! So did you go right back to 1986?
Yeah. And I remember watching it, and it was absolutely mental. And I remember they were playing Suicide Solution, and J.K. Lee played this absolutely magnificent solo, and you just sat there, you just thinking, wow. He just did this absolute. I think there's still YouTube videos of it, of this solo, and it's just amazing what he did with that guitar. He made that guitar talk, and it just blew me away. But yeah, I've been an Aussie fan since Diary of a Madman and stuff like that. I'm an old fart.
Russ in the chat is saying, Douglas Adams, Carl Sagan, Christopher Hitchens, who are no longer with us, and David Lynch has gone as well, and yet fucking
Donald
Trump
still
with us. Still with us. And there's a question here about, this is from George only. Thank you so much for the super chat, my friend. That's very kind. It might be the last super chat of the night because I'm going to go soon, I'm afraid. Would Hannibal Lecter eat Trump? That is the question. Would Hannibal Lecter eat Trump? And I think that he would. I think he would definitely kill him because Trump is rude. And that is something that Hannibal Lecter really hated in people.
I don't think he would eat him.
He hated rudeness.
Not unless he wanted indigestion.
I don't. Hannibal Lecter liked his meat clean and stuff like that. Trump's filthy. He would not eat Trump.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Right?
So the answer is no.
Preservatives.
So,
do you think with all of Trump's speeches about cannibals coming across the border, basically, is like Trump is pretty scared that Hannibal Lecter is going to try and eat him? I think
he's an amazing guy.
He thinks Hannibal Lecter's a real fucking person. That's why.
Yeah.
The late great Hannibal
Lecter, great guy.
He's the late great.
Hannibal Lecter never died.
He never lived to die.
Dumb
I didn't have
the
privilege. One of my best ideas was not visiting Hannibal Lecter. I didn't have the privilege.
Didn't have the privilege to go to Epstein Island.
Did anyone watch the show? Did anyone watch Hannibal with Mads Mikkelsen?
No.
As Lecter? It was really good. It was really good. Yeah.
I've never seen the film
season so much, but then I really got into it.
You've never seen Silence of the Lambs?
No.
What?
What?
What are you talking to us for? Go watch it right now.
Live? How have you not seen Silence of the Lambs? It won the Best Picture Oscar in 1990.
It's a classic, dude.
Cannibal Free.
Or for 1990, I should
It's
say.
on a list of...
the sequels weren't great, but it was really good. So.
It is on
the
a
first
list.
film is a classic.
I know, it's on a list of classic movies
A
that
list?
I still need to get
It
around
needs
to
to
watch.
be in your non-existent DVD player.
Hang on.
Exactly.
Have you seen the movie Magic with Anthony Hopkins, where the ventriloquist's dummy takes him over?
No. Should I be putting that on the list as well?
Yeah, it's a great film.
Doesn't
It's in
sound
the
like you
70s.
should.
Yeah, early Anthony Hopkins.
We were talking about Silence of the Lambs over here. What you talking about?
Magic.
Magic.
The ventriloquist.
Magic.
He's like, oh, and also put this movie on the list. Wait a minute.
Yeah. Have you seen the D&D cartoon? Put that on the list.
Svak says, fun languages fact. We use the word preservative for condoms in Ukrainian. So there you go. You can use prophylactic, can't you? Darian, thank you very much for the £5 super chat. That's very kind of you. Graham, buy some Pro Plus tablets, wimp. What are Pro Plus tablets? Are they?
Because you're going to go early.
Oh, no, that's nothing to do with going to sleep. I'm going to party all night. I'm just gearing up. I've got things to do, my friend. I've got things to do, and the night is yet young. Yuri. Well, if people keep throwing super chats in, I will continue to rabbit on. I'm not that mad.
What is
on
it, like 5
deadline.
minutes for each super chat or something?
Yeah.
If you get my drift.
Thanks very much for the £5. iPlayer has Manhunter on at the moment with Brian Cox as Hannibal Lecter.
Oh, that's a brilliant film.
I've got to say, Darren, I never cared for Manhunter so much.
I enjoyed it. I love the music as well.
I liked Red Dragon because it was directed by Brett Ratner, who's one of my least favourite directors in Hollywood because he's just a jobbing director. He doesn't put any passion into anything. But yeah, I don't like Michael Mann. I just don't like his films. I don't like the look of them. They make me feel ick. They give me the ick. And
Is he blonde
Heat. That includes Heat.
Is he blonde with blue eyes? Is that?
No,
is this all part of your?
Something about the look of his movies. He likes using neon a lot, like fluorescent lighting, and it just I can't stand it. It freaks me out. His films are very cold.
A friend of mine gave me a review of the Fantastic Four that I was going to go and see tomorrow, but turns out probably not worth going to watch.
Oh, now you spoiled it for me. Spoilers.
There's no spoilers. Galacticus comes down with the Silver Surfer and tries to destroy the planet, and they stop him.
You keep doing this.
Stop telling me the spoilers.
Because it's in the trailer.
I never watched the trailers.
Superman. I ruined Superman.
Do you know what was absolutely ruined for me? Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, right? So this was the third Jumanji film after Jumanji third and Zarathustra or whatever it's called.
Oh, okay, you're counting that one? Okay.
There was one where it was set in space, and it was
it wasn't really
part
Jumanji. It
of the
was a different name, but I understand.
Universe.
Okay.
It was called Zarathustra, Zarazula, or something.
Zarathustra.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so in the trailer, they had the best joke in the film, which was that the guy was allergic to his weaknesses were cake, and like if you've seen the movie, you'll know what cake does to him. And it was in the fucking trailer. I was like, that's the best joke in the movie, and you put it in the trailer. Oh.
I am reliably informed that the best joke in Police Squad with Liam Neeson is in the trailer. Basically.
That makes sense. Yeah. I haven't watched those.
I can see that.
Is that a remake or?
It's a sequel. It's a sequel.
Well,
Liam Neeson is the son of Leslie Nielsen, which is almost the same name. It's all the same letters. They just moved the letters around.
Is Liam Neeson uncancelled?
All the characters are the sons or the children of characters that were in the original film.
Okay.
And the way they play that out, apparently, I'm not ruining anything because this is one of the funniest gags, but is that there's a picture of each of their parents on the wall in the police station,
right?
And then a picture of O.J. Simpson comes up, and the black character in it just looks at him and says, "No, I'm not fucking doing that," and walks off.
Yeah. I'll just say, when it comes to Play Squad, my son, he's always saying to me, "What do you want for Christmas?" And I mate, or birthday, whatever, and I say, "I'm not really interested, don't really care." And he gets really annoyed because he wants a bit of input, but me, I'm not right forced. It's only another day. Well, anyway, he got us the original series of 12 episodes of Police Squad.
Right.
No, it was only 6. Wasn't it?
Was it only 6?
Yeah, it was only 6.
Yeah, 6.
Unbelievable.
And so anyway, he got me for Christmas. Anyway, he said, "Yeah, let's put it on." So he put it on, and he absolutely fell in love with it himself. He absolutely fell about laughing,
Police Squad was insanely funny. It was when Zaz were at the height of their powers, wasn't it? Because it was between Airplane and Top Secret, which is two of their best movies. But just before we go on,
but apparently none of the original producers, writers, and
no, this was
none of them are involved in this one.
It's the guys from Lonely Island, wasn't it?
And one of them's still alive. And he wasn't involved in anything.
I thought all 3 of them were still alive. Was one of them gone already? 2 of them gone.
I don't know. There was one that was quoted.
Yeah, Murdoch lives. Storyteller, because Teller was taken. 5221.
Gets worse, that name.
Thanks very much for the £5 super chat. That's very kind of you. Been listening to Manson 6. Can we get a shout out to Liverpool's finest? Well, I mean, we could. The Beatles, obviously, or Echo and the Bunnymen, or maybe even Dead or Alive. But Manson are actually from Chester, so I don't know if they count as Liverpool. This is where
we get into
minor
regional differences within Liverpool.
Within Liverpool, it's a different city. It's a different city.
It's like saying you're from Brighton, but you're really from Hove.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's like you're saying from Brighton, but you're actually a hoe.
It's all the same.
Everyone in Brighton is a hoe.
Oh no, that's why we love it. Lemon Twist 9659. So nice for everyone to give their pin numbers out tonight. Police Squad TV was so brilliant. Yeah, Police Squad was absolutely genius. And
you've got something in your mouth, Al.
A lot of the jokes
on the other side.
A lot of the jokes were recycled, weren't they, for the Naked Gun trilogy? But yeah, really, really good. And Airplane, obviously probably the funniest movie of all time, because it's one of those movies that you can watch time and time again because there's always new jokes in the background that you didn't notice.
And it was Leslie Nelson's performance. Nielsen. I'm getting Liam Neeson and. But it was his performance that made it. And apparently Liam Neeson doesn't quite pull off the same trick.
No. There was something really, really funny about Leslie Nielsen. I love the idea that he was a straight actor until, 1982, was it, the Airplane? Or 1980, I think the Airplane came out. He was in... He was in... What was the film that was set in space, but it was based on The Tempest?
Lost in Space.
No.
Lost in Space with the Robbie the Robot?
No,
Forbidden Planet?
No, Forbidden Planet.
Yeah, he was.
Star Wars.
And also, he was in...
Star Wars. Never heard of that. That sounds cool.
Airplane, but he was in Creepshow. Was it Creepshow? That was written by Stephen King in the 1980s. and he buried Ted Danson up to his neck in the sand to kill him for stealing his wife. Does anyone remember this? I just dreamed this. Yeah, Leslie Nielsen plays this psychopathic bad guy who kills Ted Danson by burying him up to his neck.
I'm trying to remember if he was in it.
I think it's Creepshow.
I love both the Creepshow films, and I even love the new series, and that was on Shudder.
Is Creepshow the one with the Father's Day where they have the head on the platter? The head comes on the platter for Father's Day. So Happy Father's Day, which is the best Father's Day card you could ever send. Forbidden Planet, it was. Oh, Leslie Nielsen was brilliant in Poseidon Adventure. So that'd be like, what, 72 or something like that. And Ruth...
Apparently he was interviewed by somebody who said, what did you do when you changed from being a serious actor to being a comedy actor? And he said, I just did exactly the same, and people laughed, basically.
Yeah. For my best role for him was Men with Brooms.
Was what?
Men with Brooms.
Is that a Mel Brooks film?
No. It's a curling film.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Typical Canadian response.
Very specifically Canadian. Yeah.
Oh, it's curling.
The Tragically
Canadian?
Hip were in that movie, by.
Massive in Scotland and Canada, that film was.
Men with Brooms. It's hilarious. Watch it.
The trouble is, actually, when you say that title and then explain that it's about curling, you just also know the format of the film, don't you? It's a bunch of ne'er-do-wells who don't know how to do curling, and they take on the world champions, and they either win or they valiantly lose and make friends and win the girl. So
Fantastic Four is not that good, you're saying, Mike? Is that what you're saying?
A friend of mine who took me to see Superman told me that he was disappointed with Fantastic Four.
Oh, okay, but wasn't disappointed with Superman?
No, I went to see it with him, and he's been to see it 3 times, and I would recommend it to anyone. I loved
Superman. I thought Superman was fantastic.
It was.
Good.
I'm glad you enjoyed it too.
A lot of fun. But I probably enjoy the Fantastic Four because it's set in alternative 1960s, isn't it? So it's all like The Incredibles.
But he says after 20 minutes that wears off, and you just go, oh.
Well, I'm sure I'll like it better than Captain America: Brave New World, which is so shit. It's so bad. Oh my god.
I haven't seen any of them yet.
Imagine you live in a world in which there's super soldiers who made like super serum. There's the Hulk, who's this guy who got gamma radiation, like Mike did up his arse, and it turned him into the big green hulking Hulk, like it did to Mike. And you've got the aliens. You've got these assassins where if they're told certain words, they kill people. Yeah, these things.
I'm familiar with the Marvel universe.
And the first 10 minutes of this movie, a load of stuff happens, and the guy's like stroking his beard, going, maybe this was an assassination caused by some kind of trigger word, and maybe someone's using some kind of, I don't know, super serum to, and you're like, are you kidding me? Are you thinking, like, it's clearly obvious what's going on within seconds of the movie starting, and I'm like, do they live in the Marvel universe? Have they seen a Marvel movie? Or have they just been dropped onto planet Earth like Mr. Bean? Just like, dust yourself down and walk about and go,
The most unfunny thing that Britain has ever produced.
All you need to do now, Mike, is just rip your shirt off.
Mr. Bean goes down very well around the world, I'll have you know, Scott.
Mr. Bean could kiss my ass. It was terrible. It's not even funny.
It was funny when I was 9. And also it translates very well because there's very little language.
Mr. Bean, I used to go to the Cannes Television Festival twice a year for a number of years, and Mr. Bean is the biggest selling show in the world.
It is.
I mean, and literally, but Rowan Atkinson, you have to give him some credit. You have to give him some credit for going, I need a show that I can sell in every country in the world. So that means it needs to be a silent movie.
Congratulations.
His name is pronounced Zazu.
What?
He was in Lion King.
Rowan Atkinson.
Mr. Bean?
Yes.
Yeah, he's the voice of Zazu. The little annoying
John
bird.
Oliver.
That's
John Oliver.
Not in the live action one. That was John Oliver.
I don't recognize.
In the original cartoon, it was Rowan Atkinson.
In the real Lion King movie, not that
the other Lion King is Lion.
It's the I don't know. The Leopard Prince, but that shit sucks. Fucking
They're not
animation
the
makes
lions,
my eyes hurt.
The lions are played by real lions in the new movie, though, aren't they?
No. They spent $1 trillion.
How would they get in those costumes? That's
ridiculous. How did they say all the words?
No, they taught the lions how to use Blender. And
quite badly.
Make me have another joke.
What are you talking about?
Did anyone see the new Jurassic Park movie? Did anyone see Jurassic Park?
Which one?
No.
But
I am going to go and see that instead of Fantastic Four because I know the director of that film.
You mentioned that. So, but anyway,
have I dropped that into the conversation before? I know the director of that film.
Garth Jennings. No.
What film?
Gareth Jennings. But yeah, I'm up for that. There's 3 movies out, I think. Oh yeah, and Freaky Friday, which actually got quite good reviews. With Lindsay Lohan, who's come back from the brink.
I was on movies. I was looking up why has there not been a live action Jetsons movie, and it turns out that 8 years ago they raised the money to make it, and the whole production collapsed. If you go online, there are a number of AI versions of a live-action movie starring Ryan Reynolds of the Jetsons.
Oh, it couldn't be him. He can't be the guy.
Can't be George.
No, he can't be George Jetson. All right? Casting call. Who are we getting to be George Jetson? And who? Let's fill out the cast here.
George is going to be. It's going to be British George actually playing American.
The lady who does Brienne of Tarth from Game of Thrones, I can never remember her name, but she should be Rosie.
Gwendolyn Christie.
The robot?
Yeah,
Rosie
she should be Rosie.
Okay.
Because it would be funny, because she's Captain Phasma. You know what I mean? And Captain Phasma is Rosie.
Danny DeVito is going to be the boss of
but he's
George's place.
Jack Black.
Danny DeVito's not acting anymore.
I think
Jack Black would be way better.
You can't make a movie without Jack Black nowadays in this sort of genre.
I think Tom Hanks, if he was younger, would have made a good George Jetson. I think he's a bit too old.
Maybe.
So who's the new Tom Hanks?
Mazes and Monsters Tom Hanks would have been perfect.
The guy who played Superman would be good as George Jetson.
Do you
I don't
think?
even know who he is.
Mr. Wang Pants or something. I forgot his name.
It's
Mr. Wang Pants.
What?
Isn't it Clark Kent?
But we gotta think
Clark Kent plays Superman.
With his
also
listen, we got another super chat. Sorry, Mikey. I'll come back to you in a moment.
We'll never get to leave.
Storyteller, because Teller was taken. 5221. Thank you very much for the £5 super chat. Been listening to Manson 7. I thought the album was called 6. Why? They made a 7? I didn't know they made a 7. They moved towns. Okay, Cheshire, shut up. Alright, yeah, okay. The lead singer of Manson was born in Liverpool. I'll give you that. I will give you that.
I got to see them.
You got to see Manson?
Yes.
Marilyn
they
Manson.
opened up Skunk and Nancy a couple times.
It was a bit weird because Marilyn Manson and Manson were out at the same time, and people go, "Here comes the Manson concert." It's like, and also Charles Manson.
I thought you guys were talking about Marilyn. I thought you were talking about Marilyn. No,
there's a band, an English rock band called Manson.
With a U. Also named after Charles Manson, along with Marilyn Manson, who was also named after Marilyn. Anyway, Quincy, thank you very much for the €5. I'd just like to say, Mike has been Jurassic Park covering for Graham this week.
Is that a compliment?
Mike has been Jurassic Park covering. What's
Are
that
you
mean?
suggesting that we took some of Graham's DNA from Amber and created a terrible clone in Brighton?
I hope you asked her nicely first.
Perhaps they're referring to the fact that you took Graham's DNA and hid it in a Barbasol can that was refrigerating it for transit.
And then tried to escape the island.
Yes, and tried to leave to sell it on the black market.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this casting for George Jetson?
I'm ready.
Fraser.
That's it.
Fraser.
Yeah, that's it. You nailed it, Ollie. That's
there
in.
you go.
That's in the hole.
There you go.
Ryan Reynolds will be a fun Spacely, says Bowleskov. Tom Hiddleston for George.
Yes, that's who I was thinking.
Huddleston.
That's the Brit, Huddleston.
Oh, you mean Loki?
Yeah, Loki.
Yeah.
No, he's too cool to be George Jetson. He's way too fucking. He's That's like having Orlando. That's like having Orlando Bloom do it. Like he's too cool, man. Sorry.
Was Jane his wife and Judy was his daughter? Was that right?
Yeah.
So
Judy,
who would play Judy? Who would play Judy Jetson?
Judy's got to be. It's got to be a pop singer, isn't it?
What?
The
Someone from K-pop.
Yeah.
Olivia Rodrigo.
K-pop. Yeah,
How
that
old
would wind.
she be in that? She's like in her mid-teens, isn't she?
She is, but it's 1960s mid-teens, so that makes her hot, I guess.
Yeah.
Stockard
So you're looking for somebody that's in their early
30s
20s.
when she did Grease, wasn't she?
What about the grab one of the kids from the Lord of the Rings movie that were all the little harlings or harlots or harfoots?
Isn't this the guy who plays Steve in Stranger Things? Isn't he in his 30s now and he's still playing a teenager?
Which
Black
one?
don't don't crack.
Oh.
The
No.
dickhead boyfriend in the first season turned out to be all right.
No way. There's no way he's in his 30s.
The wife is Judy, right?
Look it up.
The wife is Judy?
Yeah, Judy's wife.
Yeah.
Reese Witherspoon.
Ooh.
I don't like her.
You don't like her? No, I think she would do that real well, though. I do.
It's got to be.
What's the girl I'm thinking of?
I like Reese Witherspoon. I like her without a spoon as well.
Oh, Lord.
Where's the tank?
With a spoon? No, with a knife.
He's
What's home-
23, guys. He's 23.
What?
He's 23. Even the actors in Buffy were way older than when they're teenage.
Well, who is it? No, not Steve. The other dickhead boyfriend. The one who ended up going out with the girl in Stranger Things.
The one that looks like
she was going out with
Mike.
Steve, and
He's
then she was going out with the
22.
guy with the bowl head. What's his name? The brother of the kid who got stolen in the first season. The son
the
of
sad boy.
Oh,
the sad
Joe.
boy.
the other
He's
son.
33. He's 33.
He's
yeah.
33. Okay, sorry, I was getting them mixed up. There you go.
He's
33. He's playing a teenager, and he's 33 years old.
So I think Angel was 28. He was playing a 17 supposed to be playing a 20-year-old vampire, which ended up getting older and older and older, which was quite funny. But yeah,
I do like Witherspoons. I just don't like Weatherspoons. That's just to clarify.
Instead of Jack Black for Sprocket, how about Cheech Marin
oh, Lord,
from Cheech and Chong?
It would do.
Just saying. Just saying. He plays
Holly
those
likes
type
who
of
likes.
roles. So
Google suggests J.K. Simmons for Mr. Spacely and Danny DeVito.
Yeah,
So I
J.K.
was good for
Simmons. It'd be great.
No. Nick Offerman.
Nick Offerman.
Mila Kunis for Judy. She's way too old.
Google's new AI
wife,
search
maybe.
mode.
Mila
Has anyone
Kunis.
come across that?
Brian Cranston as George Jetson.
Richard, I just went into Google search and it said,
Too
"Would you
old.
like to try this in AI
serious, too.
AI mode?"
No,
Malcolm
don't
in the
do
Middle,
the
though.
AI. Don't. You'll trigger Mikey. Do not do the AI. Walk away. Leave it.
Hey, you guys have already made your bed. I'm just going to continue to talk shit about it.
Oh man.
I can't hear you.
Oh god, we're not having this argument again. Right, it's going to be like this afternoon with me and Phil all over again. Sorry about that. So who watched the show? Was it just Mike who watched it? Did anyone else see the show this afternoon? I know people did in the chat.
You're,
I was working.
with Phil.
Yeah.
Do you want my notes on that show?
Lord, did you take notes?
No, I don't want your notes.
I honestly don't get why Phil argues with you so much. But the thing he missed, I think completely, and I think unfairly in terms of the people that were in the chat, a number of people that commented in the chat, and some people paid super chats to make comments, and I thought that was unfair not to treat them seriously, was how it feels. And I think you were saying this.
Yes.
That Phil's problem is that he looks at the facts and he, what Labour's done and what you should say to somebody that thinks that Labour is shit, basically. But he's not listening to what everyone was saying in the chat, and what all of us feel is that they're not communicating it well for a start, and they're doing some shit things that are being communicated. Their anti-trans position, as you said, their position on welfare, that just makes you think, well, this is all I know of what you're doing, and you're shit. I don't like it. Stop it, basically. And he just didn't accept that, because he, quite rightly, gives a number of reasons why Labour's doing a good job in a number of areas. But, that comes down to what you were debating, which is that it's their comms. And they've put this guy from The Sun in. I kind of side slightly with Phil's argument that you do need somebody with the credentials of working for a newspaper like The Sun or the Daily Mail in order to get the story across to the important people, the people that you need to convince. because it's fairly easy to convince us they're doing the right things by doing the right thing.
But do you know what it reminds me of? The crystal maze.
What, the bit at the end where you have to grab around it?
Yeah. So all these teams always fail. Like, no one ever won the crystal maze. Like, one team won in like 6 seasons of the whole fucking show. And the reason why, the only team that ever won, they had people standing they had 4 people left, say, at the end. They had 2 of them jumping around grabbing the tokens, which were either silver or gold. And then they had 2 people, 1 each, on the letterboxes, and they handed them the tokens, and they took out the gold ones and only posted the gold ones. And that meant they got 100 gold in, because every other team just stuffed as many things into the post box as they could, and then at the end of it they said, oh, you got 156 gold, but you got 157 silver, so you got -1. Well done, you didn't win anything, right? And that's that's the same sort of thing that Labour are doing now. Excuse me while I stretch this analogy out, but they are going after the refuck voters, the sun readers, if you like. But while they're doing that, they're stuffing the post box with loads and loads of silver tokens, which is they're losing their base. They're abandoning their own people. And we saw Clive Lewis this week interviewed, I think it was on I think it was on The Rest is Politics, mate. No, it wasn't The Rest is Politics. I think it was on the News Agents. He's been interviewed, and he said, at least the Tories looked after their own. And I thought that was very, very telling from a Labour MP to say that. At least they look after their own. And this is what Labour are not doing at the moment.
It's a different version of that as well, isn't it? Because the Tories looked after their own blatantly, like Trump looks after his own, the rich guys. But looking after your own in the Labour Party isn't the same thing. It's not that I want anything out of the Labour government. It's that I want them to do things for disadvantaged people across the country.
Exactly. So look after the ones that you've already got. Look after your voters that you've already got, and then try and get some more. But keep the ones that you got. There's no point in getting all these new voters from Reform if you're just going to lose them on the other end, because people are going away to the new Jeremy Corbyn party, or going to the Greens, or going to Lib Dems, or going to Reform.
And also, you just can't outfuck Refuck. You can't do it.
No,
it's
pointless to try.
The further you go towards them, the further they go to the right and appease their audience, and it just doesn't work. You can't do it.
But Bolskov, says they picked the page 3 defender to be their comms guy. Completely counteracts their arguments about porn. Yeah. And it worked for The Sun in the early 90s when people were kicking off about the fact that The Sun had written these stories about. He worked under Kelvin Mackenzie, who was the editor of The Sun when the allegations about the fans at Hillsborough were written. And I don't think that if you're not part of that, if you're not from Liverpool, if you don't know what it was like in the years afterwards, where we were gaslit, the entire city was gaslit by the government and by the police and by people in charge to say, no, actually, this is what happened. And we're like, no. That's not what the fans remembered. That's not what the people who were actually there remembered happening.
Yeah, and I thought it was disingenuous of Phil to say, well, the guy didn't work there at the time. And you go, well, it's not really the point. It's the institution of that newspaper and its owner that's the problem, and it will be that way in Liverpool for decades. I think,
Well, they never apologised. Calvin Mackenzie never apologised, and The Sun, even when in 2016 the unlawful killings verdict was handed down, 97 unlawful killings, and the Sun newspaper just kind of ignored it the next day. They didn't even. I don't think they even ran a story about it on the front page.
Yeah,
certainly didn't say sorry.
But the point of your debate over this was, and it's the same that's going on in the States, and Peter Kyle's argument with Farage, I think, has brought that to a head. It is about the emotions. It's about how people feel about politics. Most people are not like us and spend all fucking day watching videos about politics in America and here. And it's the stories that cut through that are the ones that you need to get there. But I've got some very smart friends who don't pay any attention to politics, but when they know they're talking to me and I'm going to end up talking about politics with them at some point, they'll pluck out the one story they've heard. and that to me is really important, because you find out what the stories are that are cutting through into mainstream news, that are getting ahead of football stories or ahead of celebrity stories or whatever. And those are the ones that, and that's where I think Peter Cult, however clunky that all was, did the same thing that Farage does, which is to emote about this story, to make it about Jimmy Savile versus good morals. And that's exactly what Farage would do. He'd make it a thing about paedophiles, he'd make it a thing about Jimmy Savile, and then it cuts through. And that story cut through because of that. That's the reason that story's been talked about for 3 or 4 days, and we're still talking about it now. And I think we just need to do more of that, do more emotive stuff, but not on the subjects that Reform do it. So it should be much more about, how do we make sure every child is fed? How do we do that? Because these kids are starving. We've got kids in cities in this country who are starving. We've done breakfast clubs, but we need to do more. So come on, let's all do this. And it needs to be emotive.
It's stuff that people notice in their everyday lives. And I mean, building these houses is going to take fucking years. And by the time anyone notices, it's going to be too late.
It'd be like the Olympics.
Yeah.
The next government will get the credit.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, who built all the council houses that people bought? It was
the Labour
Labour
Party
who built those houses, and then the Tories sold them all off. Quincy freaked me out there by saying Richard O'Brien was the best. I had to make sure that he's still alive. He is still alive. He's 83 years old. Richard O'Brien is still with us, thank God. And Elle says, an old school friend went on Crystal Maze. His task involved hooking up a car battery. He said, which way round does the wires go? Richard O'Brien turned to the camera and said, he's a mechanic. Which is excellent. And Quincy also says, I'm from Ireland and I have Liverpool fan friends who will not let the Sun newspaper into the house to this day. I mean, I in Liverpool we had the Total Eclipse of the Sun campaign, and you find that most shops in Liverpool do not stock the Sun newspaper. Edward the Confessor was a saint. He was patron saint of England before George, says Stephen, which makes sense because that's like an English saint, whereas St. George was from Turkey, I think. What's now Turkey? He's also the
Syria.
patron saint of Georgia and Greece and Barcelona and other places.
Never set foot in this country, never killed a dragon.
Yeah.
Never killed a dragon.
How do you know? Ross, were you there? Were you there?
I'd Googled it.
Were you there?
Turns out there were never any dragons to kill. So
were you there?
I've killed bunches of dragons. I play D&D.
The Caryville city manager. Caryville is like the city where that faced most of that flooding in Texas. His text messages leaked. He called Thirsty Gnome, basically Homeland Barbie.
Homeland Barbie. She's a nightmare, isn't she?
Yeah. They're all like that.
Isn't she part of a cult? Isn't Christine?
No, that's Tulsi Gabbard.
Gabbard, she's part of a cult. There's this guy who makes people eat his toenails and stuff. It's all really fucked up.
What?
Yeah, Tulsi Gabbard. She's
in the same thing. She's in the same sort of thing that Pierce is in from Community. She's going to be a level 700 space laser wizard pretty soon. Uploaded into a crystal. No, it's like an offshoot cult. Like it's not even like associated with nothing. Yeah. It's like after a guy.
Scientology wasn't weird enough for her, basically.
Right.
Nope. But her family's been part of it since the 80s, I think.
And now these people are in charge of the world.
Yep.
Well, she's the one trying to spin the opposite story that Obama is a traitor and should be locked up, isn't she? With all her evidence.
I did find it very amusing that one of the CNN reporters actually piped up in the press conference with Caroline Leavitt and actually said, "Yeah, but he's immune now. He was the president. Anything he did during his presidency."
Yeah, exactly. Tough shit.
He's immune.
Yeah.
You guys did that, though, didn't you, right?
Oops.
Turns out you
Caroline
can't.
Leavitt's like, you'll need to redirect that to the Department of Justice.
Yeah.
I was trying to remember what the quote of "Were you there?" was from. Was Ridley Scott's Napoleon? You know, he made with Joaquin Phoenix. he did Napoleon, the movie, and people were complaining about the historical inaccuracies.
And Ridley Scott said, "Were you there?
Were you there? No. Well, shut up then." Which I just fucking love. And now, whenever I watch a movie, no matter how daffy it is, like watching Jurassic Park or something, and you're like, I'm not having that. You're like, were you there? Were you there? Yeah. Like in Superman, where in the old Superman movie, where there was like a petroleum refinery fire, so he thought he'd get some water to put on that, which you're not supposed to put water on oil fires, but whatever.
Work.
And he goes and he blows on a lake, and he freezes the lake, and then he picks the lake up from like one end
and drops it.
It on top. And I'm just like, that's such bollocks. And
of course, were
you there?
Not actually not actually the most unbelievable thing about any Superman movie. I mean, you're discounting the aliens and the flying men things and just saying, but you can't pick up a lake. Definitely.
Can he just go around the world really
if you freeze it in
time each time he fucks up?
I had a problem. There were trailers for Bad Guys 2, and I was not aware that there was a Bad Guys 1 film. I'm told it's actually quite a good film, but I've not seen it. Well, I'd say that. I'm just completely hung up on the idea that there is a shark walking around on. And I
Were you there? Were you
every
there,
trailer, every trailer I watch, I'm going, I'm sorry, I can believe the anamorphic animals that are all talking to each other, but how is the shark breathing? How is this happening?
At least put some sort of water breathing apparatus on the shark. Can he
have a tank? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Can you have a tank?
You're expecting me to believe this story, and I'm sorry.
Okay, smarty pants. How long can a shark hold its breath? Since you know so much.
Well, I wasn't there, Mikey. I don't know.
Sharks can breathe as long as they're moving.
I'm fairly certain.
That's what the rule is. And if he's moving out of water, they never said that there had to be water there. They just have to be moving, is what we were told.
Yeah, well, I stand to be corrected on this. I'll look it
How
up.
do you think we evolved from the oceans, Mike?
We didn't evolve from sharks. We did not evolve from sharks.
Clearly, that's the only logical explanation, is that we're sharks.
Well, now I've seen a shark in a suit talking, I am starting to think maybe I've got evolution.
Video evidence. What else do you want? If it was the 1400s, it would be your religion. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is facts.
Listen, I'm going to have to wrap it up in a few minutes.
Yeah, right. I gotta go.
That's what you said 45 minutes ago,
yeah. I know. But we got into talking about cool stuff.
I've heard that before.
I'm sick of talking about politics. I prefer to talk about movies and music and shit. Has anyone got any stories from the week that we haven't mentioned or covered in any way that they wanted to mention? Yeah.
Go, Ollie.
Our Prime Minister was here on Monday. He had made a big announcement. The Confederation Bridge, the longest bridge that goes over frozen water, has now gone down in price from $50 for a regular car to go across to $20.
Cool.
Less than half the cost.
Wow.
That's great.
So
I'm going to be setting up a stand. I'm going to set up a stand on either end of the bridge. Here's how to spend that $30 you just saved.
Yeah. So it's only one way.
Money.
So, yeah. They don't charge you to get on the island. They charge you to get off the island.
That's the
Right.
what we do.
That's how they trap you.
They trap you.
So,
That's what we do with Wales as well.
so, but yeah, no,
you
it's
can go to
dropped the price
Cardiff for free,
drastically,
but you can't escape.
The animals? Or
But that's a massive impact on our industry here, because think about all the freight that comes across that bridge that had to pay, because like 18-wheelers were paying $110 to cross.
Ooh,
now they're going down to less than $50.
One hell of a tariff.
So that's what I'm saying. It's going to help us here on the island drastically. It's also going to increase tourism, because now, people that just live in Moncton have 45 minutes to the other side of the bridge.
Yeah.
It's $20 for them to come over, so let's just do a day trip. Go.
And are the
Right?
prostitutes cheaper on the island, Ollie, or is it? Are there casinos?
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, see how he tried to set my man's up? I was about to say, as his attorney, you don't have to answer that, Ollie. Objection, Your Honor.
No.
Plead the fifth.
Dudley
good casinos over in Moncton, honestly, so yeah.
Elsa is asking, Ollie, how many trolls live under the bridge?
How many trolls live under the bridge? Yeah.
It's a lot cheaper now for the trolls to live under
Vikings
the
brought
bridge.
them over with
It's a big bridge.
Eric and his son.
You can only have one troll per bridge. Doesn't matter how big the bridge is.
How long is it, Ollie?
I'm thinking 11.5 kilometers is what I think.
Holy shit.
That's a long bridge. That's quite a bridge. I can see why they charge money for it. We got to.
They built it in 97, 98.
Y'all got a rest stop on the bridge? Shit, man, I might run out of gas on your long ass bridge.
Speed limit 70 kilometers an hour to go across it. It takes you about 9 minutes to cross.
I could do it in 8.
We got a super chat come in from Noobadoc. Thank you very much to Noobadoc. Probably last chat of the night. Your views on age verification. Well, Noobadoc, if you head back to the beginning of this broadcast after we finish, you'll find we were talking about that at the beginning, and we went into in some detail, didn't we, Mike and Scott, who were around at that period in time. Right, I think that's it. Now I'm going to have to call it a night. If you guys want to continue chatting on into the night on WhatsApp, please don't let me stop you. But as far as our audience here watching on Politics Social are concerned, we're going to call it a night at this point. So big thanks to my co-hosts Mike Dix and Scott, and also to Darren, Daily Blase, and Mikey Famine, and Canadian Ollerman, Ollie there. So please follow everyone on their respective channels, especially Daily Blase for Darren, and the Bin Podcast Network for Mikey and Ollie. So if you want to see more of them, which I'm sure you do, I'll be back after the weekend. I'm going to take the whole weekend off. So I'll be back on Monday morning at 9 o'clock, bright and early, for another round of Morning Brew with a brew. So until then, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all your lovely comments. Thank you for the super chats. Really appreciate it. Please give us a like on the way out. And until next time, I'll say hello, good evening, welcome, and goodbye. Bye.
Bye. Later.
Bye.